That's why you're here. Between Sweetnumb and jronaggaz. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Probably not. That's okay. I'm pretty familiar with both of these two runners. Sweetnumb ranked 8th on Deer tier with a 118.41, and jro with a 123.48. Both actually really super awesome times. Anything below a 120 is so impressive.
Very much so.
So the run's going to start off with both of these runners in Sirius Station, getting hit by Ridley a whole bunch and then running out.
Yep, that's pretty much what there is to Sirius Station.
There's some movement optimizations, but I've thrown away.
One of the unique features of the movement is stopping at the right spot in front of the doors to let them open enough to build some momentum up as you then enter them.
Yeah, some very minor movement optimizations in Sirius Station. It looks pretty unassuming, but it's actually pretty tough to do optimally. We have a 46.09 from Sweetnumb. That's a super impressive time, followed
Very
by
nice.
45.96 from jro. So these two runners, very close. So that's going to lead these two runners to touching down on planet Zebes. I don't know. How do you say that?
I always say Zebes. I don't know if that's right.
I always just say the planet and hope nobody calls me on it for not knowing how to say it. So far, that's been working out for me. So we will see these two runners working their way towards picking up some items. And they're going to pick up the morph ball first and foremost, then a missile pack, and then they will head and fight Bomb Torizo. Again, there's just some very minor movement optimizations that we'll see from these two runners. Again, a pretty unassuming section, but you can tell these two runners performing some downbacks here and there, showing off their skill, their practice with this game.
And making it through pit room along the way to the morph ball. Very annoying room.
It is incredibly frustrating. Falling in those pits does not cost you that much time, but it's incredibly frustrating and hard to build your momentum back up. We're going to see these runners go back through that room, this time populated by enemies after they pick up the missiles.
One missile pack down, 45 to go.
Yes, that is the second of 101 item fanfares that we'll be hearing today. I'm very excited for the other 99. All right, we can see Sweetnumb making his way through the pit room yet again, getting a little bit of a spicy damage boost off that Space Pirates laser, making his way into the climb. One of the most irritating rooms in the entire game as he ascends up the right-hand side of the room using the wall jump method. This can be pretty irritating, as if you screw up one of the very precise inputs, you'll start sliding back down the room, and it just sucks. It costs you so much time. Sweetnumb making it look easy. jro just right behind him, however. These are actually both incredibly good times getting out of the climb, making their way through the parlor on towards the Bomb Torizo. this boss can be kind of irritating. You want to go into it with full health, as you see both runners doing. He's going to shoot some projectiles, and those projectiles, they will bust them up a little bit, pick up some missile drops from them, and hopefully quickly dispatch the boss by firing 5 just regular shots and then 7 missiles, I believe.
Yep.
That's the fastest way to kill him.
This fight, it's all about the drops, them being missile drops, which being full health handles, and having them in the right place so you can grab some and then use them and then grab the rest.
Yeah, going into that fight without full health can be super irritating and can cost you, I want to say, upwards of about 10 seconds if he is being uncooperative, let's say, with his drops. However, both of these runners making it look relatively straightforward. sweetnumb having a bit more luck than Jro, but both able to wrap it up very nicely. You see these 2 runners, they're going to be taking damage from these space pirates, just running straight through them, as it is the fastest way to go through the room. And they want to go fast.
So now they'll head into Brinstar and get some super missiles with a mock ball under the closing gates.
Yeah, so that is the first big sequence break of the game. Do you want to talk about that for a bit?
That was also a very nice buffered damage boost off of the super missile pickup.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Getting your positioning for that pretty precise, saving a significant amount of time, taking damage off of those waivers as they pick up the super missiles, managing to knock themselves backwards. And this is where the route kind of diverges from the any % route, because they need to pick up all the items in 100%, obviously. So they're going to go into this back room here, pick up some missiles, a reserve tank, and then they'll be on their way. Both of these runners opting to go for the reverse mock ball. I believe it's called the reverse return trip. Sorry. That mock ball going through that door can be incredibly challenging. Super hard to get, super impressive trick. Both of these runners are able to get it, saving themselves about 5 seconds over the intended route.
Right. That is a very hard mock ball to get.
Yeah, I found there's just no good setup for it. The one going into that room is pretty straightforward, pretty easy. You can just hold jump all the way through if you want. But that one, the return trip, I always get bonked by the gate.
I always do too.
These 2 runners, both with about 8.5 minutes on their charge time. Super impressive. Super impressive for Super game of Super Metroid. Anyways, we'll see both of these runners making their way across the green hill zone, making their way across one of the bigger obstacles for casual players, the affectionately referred to as the noob bridge, named as such because you have to hold run to get across it. Otherwise, you'll just start falling through the crumble blocks. Both these runners, however, do remember to hold run. So fortunately, we'll see them get past the noob bridge and into Red Brinstar, heading towards the Spazer Beam. You know, I started running 90% again recently, and I didn't realize how valuable Spazer Beam actually is. It's not so much the damage that the extra damage that the beam does, but the fact that it widens your projectiles really helps in a lot of cases.
It really is helpful.
Very impressive entrance into Kraid's lair from Sweetnumb. Let's see if Jro can follow that up. He's going to make up some time here because Sweetnumb is, I would say, at this point, fairly significantly ahead. Sweetnumb, again, making it look easy as he goes straight through the party zone into Kraid's lair. About to fight the big green lizard himself. Herself? I'm not sure. I believe I just assumed Kraid's gender, which as far as I understand, you're not supposed to do that.
Well, now it's time to see how the fight goes.
Sweetnumb with a textbook Kraid quick kill. Very impressive there. They want to be firing a super missile into Kraid's mouth at the opportune moment. I believe there's a 3-frame window to hit it, which will freeze Kraid's mouth in position, allowing them to just lodge it full of super missiles. Jro going for a bit safer strategy, opting for 4 super missiles as opposed to 2 missiles and 3 super missiles. A little bit slower, but he is able to pull that off consistently, so no worries there.
And Mini Kraid will get them going on super missile count again.
Yeah, it's very nice that Mini Kraid's there. Mini Kraid consistently dropping 4 super missiles, and then it'll drop another one if you hang around for a bit afterwards. So it's nice that the developers put that into the game so you don't have to wait around for farm.
There is a tiny chance it'll be health instead.
The chance is astronomically low, but when it does happen, it is so irritating. Two runners picking up the energy tank outside of in Kraid's lair. Now going to be heading down to Norfair. They're going to do some item collection here, picking up the high jump boots, then the speed booster, and then the wave beam.
What you said about Mini Kraid actually makes me think of a mechanic from another game I've been involved in.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Although,
You know, I was mentioning earlier how I have a newfound appreciation for the Spacer Beam. That room that Sweetnumb just went through, Jro is going to be following him very shortly. Killing those side hoppers in any percent kind of sucks without Spacer Beam because you have to watch your missile count or do some careful item switching. But you can just, in this route, you can just plow through them with the Spacer Beam, just shoot them a whole bunch, and it's not going to cost you any time. So again, newfound appreciation for the Spacer Beam. That item's real good. Sweetnumb going into Bubble Mountain. He's going to be trying to wall jump off the right-hand side there. It's a very precise wall jump. Kind of sucks if you miss it. Then he's going to be killing the final boss, King Kakatak. Referred to as the final boss because he tends to knock newer players down and older players down and ruining their whole day. Bubble Mountain is one of the most, I would say, irritating rooms in the game. One of the most challenging rooms to learn to speedrun in this game. We can see these, as Sweetnumb did fall down once, Jro did have some time to make up, so I think he's only about 10 to 15 seconds behind right now, if that. Meanwhile, Sweetnumb going to be picking up the speed booster. As most of you know, the speed booster is very good in the speed run, considering it boosts your speed. So we'll be seeing sweetnumb go fast, followed by jro going fast. The room that sweetnumb's in right now, I don't quite know the name for it, but right before wave beam, I find this room incredibly irritating because those platforms that move up and down, if you turn Samus in either direction as you are falling onto the platform, you will instead fall straight through the platform, which, if you're doing unintentionally, will cost you a ton of time, which sucks.
There are some places where you want to fall through things like that, but this is definitely not one of them. But that's called K-going.
Yeah, and we'll see these two runners K-going through enemies and things quite a bit in this route, but that is not one of the places they want to be doing it. And I think we're going to see these two runners... Oh, no. I had a moment where I thought sweetnumb was going to be doing the new route, intending to fight Crocmire later on, and skipping him for now. But he is going to be heading down towards Crocmire. It appears these two runners will be opting for the same route in this category, so it will be easier to compare their times and where they're at. I think jro about 15 seconds behind right now.
So Crocmire fight early is there's some RNG to it, because if a fireball cycle happens, Crocmire will not be opening his mouth as quickly as otherwise. And now we have the wraparound shot.
Yeah, so they're going to be opening the door from the other side of the room so that they can charge a Shine Spark, saving themselves a significant amount of time as they exit this room. And a nice speed keep from sweetnumb there. Does not really serve any purpose, but it does look cool. So sweetnumb able to get the Shine Spark, no problem. Sometimes it's actually a bit more precise than it looks. It's pretty easy to clip either the top of the door there or the top of the one of the platforms there. So nailing that Shine Spark is pretty nice time save for Sweet. jro right behind him. Let's see if he gets this. And yes, he is able to get that as well. Nicely done from both of these runners.
What the wraparound shot did was pre-open the door that they sparked through.
Yeah, which allows him to Shine Spark through there. No worries.
So now they're getting grapple beam.
Sweetnumb having a bit of difficulty opening the door, excuse me. He's going to be going for, I believe, what's this called, the Indiana Jones, as he swings across from platform to platform, making his way to those missile packs. That is probably the most challenging intended strat, because moving around with the grapple beam is very imprecise, let's say. The way it rotates Samus's sprite can be incredibly frustrating to master, but these two runners making it look easy.
The grapple beam mechanics definitely take a lot of getting used to, especially grappling from midair.
Yeah, we don't see it a lot in either route of this category. So it can be pretty unassuming when these runners pull it off successfully. You saw sweetnumb there taking a bit of time to farm. I believe jro is going to do the same thing, as this is the last chance they have to farm before they enter the wrecked ship. Or the last place where it makes sense to farm, I should say. Ooh, jro skipping the farm. His energy, that means his energy is going to be real low as he goes into the wrecked ship to fight Phantoon.
All of wrecked ship is probably one of the most dangerous parts of the run.
I would say it's the most dangerous part of the run in this route, because the wreck ship is really the last place that the runners will be able to die. It's pretty challenging. They fight a big ghost in there, big spooky ghost. And there's also a big room full of spikes. That room sucks too. There's a lot of rooms that suck in this game. What's your least favorite room, Stump?
It has to be Spiky Death Room.
I would be inclined to agree with you. I would say Spiky Room of Death is absolutely my least favorite room, considering it's cost me a race.
Possibly the room with the wreck ship energy tank, though.
That can be incredibly irritating, but since I don't run new route, I don't have that much trouble with it, considering you can just grapple across it.
If I did more any percent, I might say worst room in the game.
Yeah, that's an easy one though. I mean, not the room. The room is actually pretty tough. I'm saying that's the easy choice for what's your least favorite room. We can see some nice D-boosts from sweetnumb, jro right behind him. We're going to see a high five from these two runners. High five. The community showing its sportsmanship yet again.
Interesting bounce ball strat. Left forward to the power bomb.
Yeah, for me, I feel like there's no easy way to do that room. The room that with the alpha power bombs, any percent power bombs. I'm not quite sure what we call those. But going for a bounce ball strat like that will save you a lot of time. Probably the quickest way to get through that room. I'll sometimes see runners go for a damage boost there instead, off the little goopy yellow things. sweetnumb choosing to grapple across the moat. You can do that in this category, in this route. Makes it a lot easier than having to shine spark across here. Also saves you a lot of energy. You'll notice that these two runners, sweetnumb has about 4 energy tanks full, and jro only has 2. I pointed this out earlier because he didn't farm at all. He's really going to have to watch his energy. The Phantoon fight can be pretty unforgiving in any route of this category, or the any percent category.
On the way into wreck ship, sweetnumb turned off Spazer to set up for the X Factor on Phantoon.
Oh, a goop spark from jro. This is just not his run, dude. He's probably got to be really frustrated about that. It's going to cost him some energy and some time. Under 1 energy tank going into Phantoon. This is going to be scary from jro.
Nice Phantoon speedball from sweetnumb.
Yeah, breaking the blocks without using a bomb saves some time. Requires a 3-tap charge. Pretty hard to pull off, but sweetnumb again, making it look easy.
Nice fast pattern.
Yeah, Phantoon notorious for giving the runners grief and patterns that just kind of suck. Oh, a fast and then a mid pattern, and then sweetnumb nails it. What an amazing Phantoon fight. Oh. We'll see what kind of luck J-Ro has, though. Another high five from these two runners. Yeah, geez, J-Ro really has to be careful here. Oh, he's given a fast pattern. He's not going to have the opportunity to collect any energy tanks or miss out. Whatever. He's not going to pick up any drops there. Sucks for him. He
Still
might get
gets
health
the
bomb.
2-round, though.
Yeah, a very impressive fight. It's a very scary fight. He's got to be pleased about that, though, as he advances to the next segment of Wrecked Ship. He's not going to get health bombed, as he does have energy in his reserve tanks, so he is going to be able to pick up meaningful drops as he makes his way towards the Wrecked Ship energy tank. Choosing to farm a little bit here. Very good choice, I would say.
Phantoon did not drop much health. Sweetnumb headed towards Spiky Death Room.
Yes, this room aptly named, as there's a lot of spikes and a lot of death, and you can see there he accidentally KO'd through one of those platforms. That will cost him about 100 energy, as if you just have Varia suit equipped, those platforms they'll mess you up.
A full tank of damage per hit.
Sweetnumb with some spicy bouncy ball strats there, bouncing across some of those platforms into the wrecked ship E-tank room. Meanwhile, J-Ro picking up the super missiles. All right, J-Ro's going to be entering the spiky room of death. If he gets hit, I believe he's dead. So he better not get hit. Please be careful, J-Ro. Please. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. J-Ro playing with my heart as he makes it through the spiky death room. That was scary.
Well, there was a high five at the beginning of it, so that helped.
Sweet, I'm having a little bit of trouble in the attic. This room, pretty irritating to do fast. And then he's going to be making his way into the work robot room, firing some missiles at these guys, then trying to clip through them. Let's see if they cooperate. Looks like they're not. They never do.
It's often difficult to tell what will happen with the robots.
I like to just assume the worst. Very impressive strat for the attic there from J-Ro, going for the speed keep strat. Narrowly misses it, unfortunately, but still a very fast attic.
Very nice. So J-Ro headed into the robot room.
Opting not to clip through them, not a bad choice. These robots are kind of assholes, so it's totally fine to just not clip through them and shoot them a whole bunch. Show them who's boss.
And thanks to this being 100%, you have more than enough missiles to just spam at them.
And better yet, if they feel like they're low on missiles, they can refill the ship very shortly. All right, sweetnumb. He is at the bowling room, letting the Chozo statue carry him across here. This gives him about a 30-second break to check his Tinder. Meanwhile, J-Ro picking up the mountain missiles.
So a couple more robots to deal with on the way to the reserve tank. But missiles take care of that nicely.
Oh, J-Ro going for the bowling spark. And he gets it. Nicely done. He's going to take a bit of a break now, about 30 seconds to check his Tinder. Good choice, J-Ro. Sweetnumb picking up the swimsuit. Very impressive time. 31:48 on the gravity suit. You can see, again, sweetnumb with some pretty impressive movement optimizations here. Getting the mock ball across the lake, or moat, excuse me. Electing not to stop at the ship. Sometimes we'll see runners stop there if they feel like their energy is low, and typically at this point in the game, they want to have about 250 energy going into this next segment. They'll be picking up an energy tank very shortly, but he has significantly more than that, so he'll be okay. He's going to skip it entirely. J-Ro, about a minute behind with picking up the swimsuit right now.
And here's another wraparound shot to pre-open the door to Gauntlet so that Gauntlet Spark can be done. Without Spazer turned on, it's a pixel perfect shot.
So sweetnumb getting it. Oh, he didn't get it. Oh, geez. So he's going to be doing a slow gauntlet. So this is going to give J-Ro a bit of an opportunity to catch up, as Shine Sparking through here saves a significant amount of time and is the longest Shine Spark in the entire route. I'm a little bit surprised to see that from sweetnumb, actually. I mean, I know he attempted it 3 times, but then he missed the Shine Spark up there and just went ahead with it. I think he might just want to keep going and doing... not optimal, but consistent strats. Just wanting to finish this race, as he is so far ahead of J-Ro anyways.
So there we have the Gauntlet crumble blocks.
Yes, the
Always
infamous
gotta be really
crumble blocks.
careful with those.
You want to fall in between the 2 sets of them, as otherwise they will respawn, and you have to make your way all around the gauntlet yet again to collect the other missile pack. Sweetnumb with a bit of an optimization there. moving back and forth really quick. Samus swinging left and right. That's going to allow her to fall a little bit quicker. But if you go too far and move Samus just a little bit too far to the left or the right, she will fall down one path and have to go all the way around. But sweetnumb, again, making it look easy. Let's see how J-Ro fares. He was able to get the Gauntlet Spark, so that is going to make up a bit of time there.
Sweetnumb headed down to visit the Edakuns.
Yeah, they're going to show him how to wall jump. Or he's going to show them how to wall jump. I'm not sure. As sweetnumb makes his way up here, it's actually super impressive to see him make his way up there, as his wall jumps are so quick. He makes his way up the shaft just so incredibly quickly. How many times can I say so quickly?
Very rapid fire wall jumping.
Indeed. J-Ro in the damage boost tutorial room.
And Sweetnumb headed for the Pink Brinstar power bombs, and was that drop all right?
It certainly was. It looked a little bit weird because he entered it typically you want to enter it facing the other direction, but Sweetnumb, he doesn't care. He will enter it from whatever direction he chooses. Going for the that's not the Indiana Jones. The Mission Impossible, we call that. Dropping down, picking up that power bomb, and then jumping straight back up, buffering the inputs, beating the crumble block on the respawn, exiting the room the way he came. Saves a significant amount of time. Let's see if J-Ro can get it too.
Much more efficient path through the big pink due to that.
And a bit of a spicy damage boost from Sweetnumb again. Oh, J-Ro not getting the quick fall. That is very unfortunate. He's gonna have to do this the slow way.
There was entering the exit of Spore Spawn with a carefully positioned super missile. And J-Ro is about to do that.
Yeah, the setup for this is oddly finicky. The block doesn't seem to respond to getting hit by a super missile unless you're in a specific position. And we can actually see J-Ro having a bit of trouble with it. Finally getting it, that can be a big time loss there, and also draining his super missile count significantly. Kind of sucks for him, sorry. J-Ro's gonna have to make up some time here. Sweetnumb dropping a powerbomb for good luck as he goes through Green Hill Zone, I think it's called.
Yep, Green Hill. And getting ready for Blockbuster in the next room. Involving a precise shot and a precise jump.
Able to get it. Wow, that's super impressive. Wow.
Very nice.
Busting the blocks as he enters the red Brinstar tower.
And that will bring sweetnumb to the Meridia glass tube.
He's going to be going for a short charge here. A really short charge. Tapping the run button at a very precise location, or time, I should say. Grabbing the Main Street missiles. You know, I can never collect those missiles casually. I could never figure it out because the developers intended you to charge a Shine Spark in one of the adjacent rooms. And I could just never figure out how you're supposed to bust those blocks with the speed booster. These sweetnumb, excuse me, saying hi to the Mama Turtle. Meanwhile, J-Ro is going to be going for the blockbuster. Pausing himself just a little bit to farm up some super missiles. Not a bad choice. He's going to need those, especially going into the bot's wound fight.
Yeah, that fight is a large super missile sink.
Optimally, you only want to sink 6 super missiles into Botswoon, but as we all know, Botswoon has the worst hitbox out of any enemy in the entire game and can just eat your super missiles if he so chooses. J-Ro also going to be going for the short charge strat, I believe. Able to get it third try. Nicely done.
And sweetnumb starting to go through beach. So, I always like seeing Samus thread her way through the platform sticking up from the walls in the previous room. So sweetnumb now through Aqueduct and on the way into Botswoon.
Yeah, he's going to want to open with an X Factor and then fire 6 super missiles into Botswoon, which will dispatch him handily in one round. Again, Botswoon's hitbox, worst in the game. 1 super missile, still able to one-round Botswoon, no problem.
That X Factor was right on.
Yeah, and that can be pretty tricky to hit too. Sometimes he can eat the particles, and sometimes it'll just go all over the place. And we'll see sweetnumb going for the full half-E, choosing to Shine Spark across the Coliseum, one of the most challenging speedrun strats in the entire game. But again, sweetnumb knows what he's doing. Sweetnumb using the grapple beam. Jro gonna be cleaning up the beach.
And sweetnumb in the Dragon fight now. Taking out those turrets so they don't interfere. Looks like we're probably going to be seeing an X Factor plus Shine Spark. Very nice. Those X Factor particles landing right on Dragon's belly.
Unfortunately, Sweetnumb missing the last Shine Spark. That's going to cost him the blue suit. He's going to miss out on the reverse halfy strat. He's going for a spike suit. That's pretty ambitious. Is he going to go for it again? He is, but he's going to just say, whatever, move on, pick up the space jump. Jro.
A very nice Splatoon fight from Jro. The X Factor right on and finishing in the one round.
Jro also going for the full halfy. He gets it. That's so impressive to see. There's such a tight window on the Shine Spark timer there. Yeah, it does look like Sweetnumb has a significant lead over Jro at this point. But there are still points at which these two runners can trade positions. If Jro can get a better Dragon fight, he will make up a significant amount of time over Sweet. Sweet going for a speed keep strat in the Aqueduct. It's always a little bit scary as there is the opportunity, I shouldn't say opportunity, the potential, the chance for the runner to soft block there, which if they get trapped in between the regenerating speed blocks, it will trap Samus until the end of time.
Right, it was very scary to watch that.
Oh, Jro, that was a really impressive blue suit there. Nice. Getting Dragon's health super low, and then Shine Sparking into her. And on his timer, it appears he got a gold split. That means that's for those of you not aware, the fastest time that he has ever completed that split between the Mama Turtle E-Tank and the space jump. He is, however, 36 seconds behind his personal best, so I don't know that he's too pleased about that, but I still think this run is very impressive to watch.
So that blue suit is going to allow the reverse halfy.
Which you can see Jro just pulled off, storing the Shine Spark throughout those two rooms there. Meanwhile, Sweetnumb in one of the most, I would say, controversial rooms of the game, the Shaq Tool something or other. Personally, I'm a huge fan of this room. Gives you a nice break, gives you about a minute or so to do whatever you need to do, take a sip of your tea, check your Friendster, your MySpace, your Nexopia.
At the end of that room, Sweetnumb shot one of the snails a little bit after to get it to come over and break some of the sand blocks along the ground, allowing getting through the sand a little bit faster.
So we can see J-Ro making his way into the pants room, aptly named as it looks like a pair of pants on the minimap. And everybody knows pants are hilarious. So at this point, J-Ro is going to be checking his social media. He's going to be looking at checking his GeoCities, his Zanga, possibly even his grinder. Who knows? But sweetnumb is heading towards the plasma beam.
J-Ro with a lot of wall jumps off the sand while waiting for Check Tool to do what Check Tool does.
J-Ro getting the spling ball.
Sweetnumb now in Cack Attack Alley. And headed around to go down the other set of sand pits.
Yeah, I don't know if that was intentional from sweetnumb farming there a little bit, or if he just got trapped by the pit and decided to make the most of it, I should say.
Right. Also time to get the aqueduct missile and Cooper with a very nice speed keep.
Yeah, again, pretty scary with the opportunity to soft lock there. But sweetnumb,
not as scary as the other direction.
Very true. I like to just go for a short charge because I know no matter how bad I am, I can't soft block it.
And that left sandpit contains the last two items in Meridia.
Yeah, you know what? I really hate this section of the game. I really hate collecting all the items in Meridia and the cleanup. It's like, I know it's impressive, and I know there's a lot of optimizations if you do it, if you're very practiced at this game, and it can look really nice, but the music is so depressing, and this section is just so boring, I think.
I always found Meridia to be one of the more interesting sections of the game when I was learning it.
Yeah, and right now for me, it's just another place to lose time. So we can see sweetnumb going
to crate missiles. Can't forget those.
No, I would say that's probably my most forgotten item whenever I try to do 100% runs. It has killed a lot of runs, turned them into 99% runs. If I could skip any one item, I don't know if it'd be the crate missiles or the X-ray scope. It'd be between the two, though, certainly.
What about the spring ball?
No, dude, the spring ball's amazing. Again, learning any percent again right now, and there's a point when you pick up the ice beam in Old Route where it's optimal to use spring ball to jump up, and we'll see sweetnumb do it, hopefully. But I tried doing it in any percent, and I was like, why isn't this working? And then I realized, oh yeah, I don't have spring ball. So I have a new appreciation for that item.
Yeah, there are a lot of interesting things it allows you to do.
sweetnumb opting actually not to use spring ball there. I believe it is faster to do what he did, but I like to morph before I enter the room and then just jump straight up. I'd even say spring straight up. So sweetnumb is now able to freeze enemies using the ice beam. Oh, and a nice little movement optimization there from Sweet. That's awesome. Freezing the enemy, getting some momentum there, and then just space jumping across that room.
That left wall missile. I believe that's actually the leftmost spot in Norfair. The stalactites getting in the way, though. But good bring of speed through the energy refill room.
I believe we call it the Nutella refill station, as he is notorious for choosing to accidentally get some energy from there, costing him about 5 seconds. Fortunately, these runners, well, sweetnumb skipping the refill.
That was a nice damage boost through the lava to make up for not getting chronic boost.
Sweetnumb's going to be going for a blue fireball here as he enters the lavatory.
Another nice thing about the spring ball.
Exactly. This is why I can never give up this item. So he's going to flush the acid away. J-Ro picking up the ice beam. And another nice little movement optimization from sweetnumb, clearing the enemies, and he needs to be careful, doesn't fall through the crumble blocks right there. If he did, he'd have to go all the way around again, which sucks for obvious reasons. J-Ro opting for a Shine Spark, just making his positioning a little more lenient there. Not a bad move. We can see sweetnumb fighting the Golden Torizo, standing right next to him, firing straight upwards. This allows him to hit GT twice with every shot, cutting the fight in half.
That positioning also is too far left for Golden Torizo to do damage, but too far right for Golden Torizo's attacks to do damage.
Yep, that's probably the most important part that I totally glossed over. So thanks for calling me on that.
Yep. Once you're in that position, you can simply crouch there and fire shots upward until Golden Torizo is dead. And we'll be seeing fast pillars. And a shot along the way to get that door open too. It's always nice to see pacing the shot with a Shine Spark.
All right, J-Ro going to be picking up the missiles above GT. Going for spring ball, because if you just hold A as spring ball, you cannot fall through those crumble blocks.
Definitely the safest way to handle that room. Space jump is faster, but riskier.
That's not a jump that you want to miss ever. You can see J-Ro having to reposition himself just a little bit to clean up this fight, wrap it up, making quick work of Golden Chorizo.
And the double KO for sweetnumb.
Yeah, that can also be a little bit scary if he gets trapped underneath the platform, but he knows what he's doing.
Nice metal pirates also. So sweetnumb is now in the Ridley fight. We'll see how fast the 20 shots can land.
Yeah, the fastest way to kill Ridley, actually, it might be some combination of super missiles and then shooting the plasma beam a whole bunch. But sweetnumb just going to shoot Ridley 20 times and then let Ridley pick her up, pick Samus up, I should say. Not getting trolled too hard by Ridley. Jumping into Ridley's claws, again, employing the use of the spring ball. Good choice, sweetnumb. Wait, is that the Metroid container?
I think it is.
So what happened to the Metroid? Where's the Metroid? Where did it go?
Well, I guess we'll see.
I guess so. Another spicy damage boost from sweetnumb. Completely disregarding the metal pirates. Good choice. He doesn't have time for that. Meanwhile, J-Ro picking up the power bombs of shame. However, they are not very shameful in 100% as they are required.
Oh, there's a high five. And sweetnumb going for the wasteland spring ball. Nope, not spring ball, speed ball. I mean, if anything, the spring ball gets in the way of doing that.
It would indeed.
Except at the end.
I'm sure there's a task that employs that somewhere. Oh, and we can see J-Ro actually going for super missiles against Ridley. This is I actually really appreciate this. I believe it is faster to be firing super missiles if they each hit, because every 3 super missiles is about equivalent in damage to 2 plasma beam shots. And the rate of fire on super missiles is marginally faster, so if he's able to hit all the shots, he'll be saving a bit of time. And that was a very clean... Oh, I thought that was done. I thought it was a clean Ridley fight. I guess we still got a little bit to go.
Alright, sweetnumb got the speedball plus spring ball through the missile, but hit the pedestal the missile was on, so wasn't able to keep the spring ball through the speedball through the first block.
So
that one always looks so great when it works right.
Yeah, totally. J-Ro, I would like to point out, he running against his personal best, he just saved 32 seconds against his personal best, so he is 10 seconds ahead of his fastest time. A very sizable gold, which in a race can be so huge. So we might see a PB from J-Ro. I would like to see that.
I would too.
I don't think there's anyone here who wouldn't, to be honest.
And sweetnumb with the Franker Z missiles. And the speedball for gyro.
Yeah, and it's actually like really precise to get that. There's a lot of clipping through those. I think they're called gigas, the big side hoppery dudes in Norfair. Abusing invulnerability frames to get the speed that you need. So very impressive from J-Ro, as is this whole run.
Yeah, I've had the third one jump over me as I was charging for the speedball.
That is optimal, but I believe that is RNG. The bane of every speedrunner's speedrunning career.
Yes.
J-Ro hitting all the fire fleas. He's gonna have a little trouble seeing on his way out here. Another optimal use of the spring ball from J-Ro.
And because this is early Krockemeyer route, that missile was the last item in Norfair. Gyro headed toward the Franker Z missiles, while sweetnumb is back in Brinstar.
Yeah, he's going to be doing some more item collection, picking up the X-ray scope. This will allow him to see through walls. Look at he'll be able to look at the positioning of hidden items, other such things. However, I believe these two runners know where everything is already, so they shouldn't actually use X-ray scope at all. And this is one of the reasons that the new route of this category is actually significantly faster. There's a way to charge a Shine Spark all the way from Krockemeyer into the room that sweetnumb's in right now, the X-ray thing, X-ray hallway, which would save about 5 seconds over doing the space jumping through there.
Right, the hardest part of doing that actually is not accidentally using the Shine Spark between Krockemeyer and there.
Yes, also using a frame perfect glitch known as the spike suit, which we unfortunately did not see from either of our runners today. That being said, if you stick around, we do have some more Super Metroid action in a few hours here, so we might see some spike suits from those runners. Sweetnumb going for the reverse slinky. I forgot that Sweetnumb is one of the only runners to have ever performed that trick. Yikes. Almost got it. That's really a treat to see.
Yeah, even if only a few steps work, it's wonderful to see. I thought I saw him get the whole thing when practicing before this run.
Sweetnumb is no slouch, so that trick is, I would argue, the hardest trick in the entire route. Sweetnumb and Behemoth, the only two runners to have ever performed that trick in a run. So no shame in missing it right now.
A lot of a chain of very precise spring ball heights in a row.
Again, another amazing use of the spring ball. Sweetnumb picking up one missile pack, but wait, there's more as he picks up the Billy Mays missiles.
Sweetnumb actually got the one that's more before the first one. Different way to think about the room.
Sweetnumb going for those spicy speedball strats through the construction zone. Meanwhile, Jro picking up the X-ray scope. He is 7 seconds ahead of his personal best. If he remains on pace, he will obviously personal best, and that would be really nice to see. Sweetnumb retaining a shine spark throughout the elevator and then sparking through the old Mother Brain room. That is not too challenging to pull off, but it does save a significant amount of time, and it looks super cool.
Much easier way to deal with the pit room itself than any other way.
Very impressive speedball from Jro.
Well-positioned ice shot from Sweetnumb to freeze the enemies in the right spot to run across them to charge the shine spark to that super missile pack.
Sweetnumb will be picking up the last missile. They had been referred to as the last missiles for a really long time, and I appreciate that name because it's very creative. And I'm not going to say what people are calling them now, lest I get booed off the stage. But that should be the last item that Sweetnumb is picking up. Jro getting the Billy Mays missiles. Sweetnumb heading towards the Golden Four, awaiting his fate as he is about to descend into Turian. A super impressive speed keep that will do literally nothing for him. This gives him about a minute to chill out, relax, open up his Tinder. You know how it is. Check his Twitch mobile app. Look at where Jro is in the race.
Ooh, that goop spark. Spring ball plus screw attack through that room isn't bad.
It is actually faster if you do it optimally, but I believe that's one of those things where it's like the optimal strat is the task strat, basically. And it's so easy to get clipped by those things. Jro just getting clipped.
Late on the ice shot.
Yeah, that's okay
so
though.
One of the enemies rose up a little bit and blocked Samus from continuing to run.
Sweetnumb with a super impressive Metroid grouping strat. Turian is just, it's so impressive to see these two runners Well, sweetnumb is the only one who's there right now, but I'm certain that we'll see something similar from jro. Turian is, I would say, the most technical section of the game. It's so hard to do optimally, because you have to do a lot of fancy item switching, fancy item canceling,
Especially
retaining your momentum.
Yeah, in all those Metroid rooms, so much going on at the same time. And especially needing to do those quick item switches.
And now Sweetnumb's going to be going for the Metroid skip. Gets nabbed very early on. That's very unfortunate. Typically, you want to just jump over the Metroid a whole bunch. Skip this cutscene, but it's not a big deal because he does have a very sizable lead over jro right now. Expressing his frustration in the chat a little bit. That's okay, Sweetnumb. Got your back.
That Metroid, all grown up.
Oh, that's where it went. Well, now we know. Perhaps it could show up again later. I don't think we've seen the last of that Metroid. jro checking his Tinder as he goes through the Golden Four. Sweetnumb going to be opting for the Zebetite skip. This trick, wow, I've never seen that before. There's a couple different ways that you can clip through that, but I've never seen that strategy.
That's the down back method.
Pretty impressive stuff here, folks.
And Sweetnumb starting Mother Brain 2 while jro heads through the Metroid rooms.
He is 1 second ahead of his personal best, so we can see, again, UPB from jro. Unfortunately, getting nabbed by one of the Metroids there, that's going to cost him a bit of time.
And there's Sweetnumb taking some damage from Mother Brain to make this part faster and set up for standout glitch. Meanwhile, jro about to go for Metroid skip.
And he nails it. That is awesome. Let's go, jro. Let's see a PB happen. So you can see Sweetnumb abusing a little peculiar behavior of the Mother Brain fight, able to take pot shots at Mother Brain as she's stuck there. That's going to save a significant amount of time in the third phase of the fight.
Looks like jro had a little bit of trouble with Zeb skip.
And Mother Brain will be defeated after 2 shots from the Hyper Beam.
I only saw one hit before Mother Brain started exploding. But that will bring Sweetnumb to the escape.
So I believe at this point it's probably Sweet's race to win. I don't think there's any points where he can, you know, lose the race unless he chooses to save the animals, of course, which would be very unfortunate. J-Ro playing it pretty safe at the mother brain fight. Just kidding. Getting kicked in the face by Mother Brain. That is going to be the end of his run. That's very unfortunate.
Oh. It feels so bad seeing that.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, there wasn't a whole lot he could have done there. He needed to take damage down to one energy tank, below one energy tank before... oh my god, Sweetnumb, what are you doing? Don't save the animals. Sweetnumb, my heart has already been broken once today. Don't do this to me. Alright, I accept.
Using the hyper beam on the animals.
Making really sure that they're dead. Good job, Sweetnumb. Looks like that's gonna
finish with a SRL time of 1:21:55.
That's gonna do it. All we have to do is ensure that Sweetnumb has collected 100% of the items, and he will be named the victor of this race. 1:21:55. That is fast. That's real fast. Especially fast for taunting the animals.
Yes.
Which I can always appreciate. Those animals don't deserve to be saved. So now all that's left is to watch these credits, make sure that Sweetnumb has 100% of the items. Let's talk a little bit about what's coming your way on the Speed Gaming channel the next little while. We got more Super Metroid action coming your way. 11 p.m. EST, we got Crank Dud versus Kanzeon. So stick around for that. That's going to be a good race.
It will be.
On the 27th, that is Friday, we have a 1 p.m. race versus Jack 879 versus Feral. That is also going to be an awesome race because Jack, probably one of the most talented 100% runners, and Feral recently did a rotation run at AGDQ. If you haven't seen that, check that out. That's really sweet. And finally, for the last of our scheduled races, which there'll be more, but all we have scheduled right now, the 29th, it's a Sunday, 3 p.m., Scrooger versus the Dude 9005.
Alright, we're getting close to the end of the credits, where we'll confirm what the percentage was. Also, Deer Force coming up. Can't forget that.
Oh my god. Samus is a girl?
And the item percentage.
%. That's gonna do it. Sweetnumb is the victor of this race. That means he will move on to the next stage.
Congratulations, Sweetnumb.
And that's going to do it. So make sure to give the runners a follow. That's Sweetnumb and jronaggaz. I think I'm saying that right, but nobody's called me out on it yet, so that's okay. It's been a pleasure commentating this race. Stick around for more Super Metroid action at 11 p.m. EST. Stump, it was a pleasure commentating with you.
Thanks. It was great to commentate with you.
And we'll see you guys next mission.